Hello people, and welcome to Crypto Exposed. David Schwartz discusses Ripple roadmap to integrate big institutions into DeFi. Now that's what I'm talking about. Okay guys, you love to hear it, right? You love to hear it. So, one of the things that I remember when David Schwartz was talking in a X space, he was talking about how cross-border payments hadn't quite gone as successful as he'd hoped. Now, I've already discussed this, why I don't think this is all doom and gloom. I do think this is still going to happen, but I just think it's something that just takes time. And I do think, for example, when you look at the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit, that's things that's obviously hindered Ripple's growth and potential partnerships. We actually have evidence of that. And so, you know, especially something like cross-border payments anyway, like for something like this that can revolutionize the whole banking industry, it's going to take time for banks to adapt to this, right? In terms of like at mass adoption scale, like it's not something that's just going to happen overnight, guys. So this isn't really that surprising to hear and shouldn't be disheartening. But what I do remember is that Ripple had a choice when he was discussing this. They could have gone into DeFi, but they chose to go all in on cross-border payments. And in the last bull run, I'm not sure if you're aware, but DeFi was massive. DeFi was absolutely huge. And that's why you were seeing a lot of DAOs going around and also nodes. I don't know if you've heard of node season, but in the last bull run, that was a huge thing. And yeah, it turned out to be a thing where a lot of people made a lot of money out of nodes. Some people did get wrecked as well, because it did turn out that some projects that came out off of the back of nodes being successful were just giant Ponzi schemes. But not everybody. So everybody's got a different tale to tell. But yes, they were success stories with nodes. And so the thing for me with DeFi is when I look at Ripple talking about DeFi, I know they're not talking from the, perspective of doing giant Ponzi schemes and rug pulls. No. They're talking about professional DeFi. They're talking about decentralized loans, that kind of thing, right? So these are the kind of things where when I hear Ripple talking about this and them talking how they want to get big institutions into this, all this just sounds like absolute bullish news to me, because obviously this kind of stuff, if Ripple can really get big institutions involved and utilizing the XRP ledger for these kind of things, this is just going to mean value for the XRP ledger, and it's also going to mean longevity. So I think this is absolutely amazing to see. And look guys, I've said this before, but I know a lot of people really focus on cross-border payments because they think that's going to be the main thing that really, takes off XRP's value. But I don't really think they should just be putting all their eggs in one basket. I really do think that they should be diversifying. It's like us with crypto, right? You should diversify. You don't just want to be involved in just one project, because you're going to be emotionally tied to that one project. And if it doesn't go as well as you'd hoped, well, what are you going to do then, right? Like you're kind of stuck. And so I think the idea of this is great. Like I look at like things that the XRP ledger can do, like RWA tokenization, DeFi, as we can see here, the Ripple stablecoin. All these are things and factors that can help build value into XRP. So I really do think they should be expanding their use cases for XRP and not just focusing on the one thing. It doesn't have to be just focusing on one thing. There's nothing wrong with branching out and expanding the use cases for XRP, because it's all just adding value to the ledger in the end anyway, right? So I really like this, and I think this is great. And as you can imagine, if we're talking about big institutions, we can imagine the kind of value we're talking about if we get that kind of those kind of players coming to the XRP ledger. So obviously this is just music to my ears. But let's get into the article and then we can discuss this a little bit further. David Schwartz, the Chief Technology Officer at Ripple, shares new insights on the company's recently announced roadmap, which focuses on integrating big institutions into DeFi. Schwartz commented on this subject in a podcast during the ongoing 2024 edition of CoinDesk's Consensus Conference. Significance of Ripple's institutional focused roadmap. He elaborated that the strategy involves enabling institutions to create highly regulated financial products, such as traditional loan portfolios, which can interact with DeFi ecosystems. Schwartz illustrated this concept with the example of a regulated financial entity issuing conventional loans for real estate or business, followed by the tokenization of this debt, allowing it to be traded within a DeFi system. Stressing the significance of institutions on mass crypto adoption, the Ripple executive drew parallels with the evolution of the internet. He highlighted that the internet benefited from initial government and military use. According to Schwartz, the move led to widespread grassroots adoption. He used this analogy to emphasize that such a synergistic approach is what leads to a system's dominance and expansion. In this context, the Ripple CTO highlighted the XRP ledger as a blockchain platform that is well suited for these types of applications. Institutions are now bringing their users to crypto. Furthermore, Schwartz suggested that it is now an accepted fact that institutional adoption is a stepping stone to grassroots adoption. However, he admitted that Ripple's initial move in that direction was premature. Per his admission, when institutions adopted Ripple's payment technology, such as using XRP for transactions, the end users remained unaware of the blockchain involvement. Essentially, banks using Ripple's technology did not bring their customers into the blockchain space. Regarding whether the crypto space has now embraced Ripple's strategy of targeting institutions to drive mass adoption, Schwartz pointed to the stablecoins like usdt as undeniable evidence. He noted that stablecoins are as institutional as they get, yet they fuel completely decentralized economies. In parallel, Schwartz expressed excitement about the current trend of institutions not just adopting blockchain technology, but also bringing their customers onto the blockchain or enabling blockchain-based activities. Regarding regulation, moreover, Schwartz addressed skepticism about regulation. He explained that it is possible to have thoroughly regulated assets like stablecoins, loan portfolios, or tokenized securities. These assets can undergo rigorous KYC and AML processes for every customer, while the underlying tokens representing ownership or collateral can remain completely decentralized. Okay guys, there you have it. So, great stuff to hear, man. Real great stuff to hear. And as I was saying, this is what I'm talking about with Ripple. They're not going to be doing these rug pulls that people come in and, take advantage of the crypto space for. They're not going to be doing that. We know who Ripple are. We know the status of Ripple. They're not here to just deceive and con people. They're not here to rug pull people. They're trying to be one of the biggest entities within the crypto space. Like, that's what they're trying to do. They want to be the biggest, non-stop shop for crypto. And that's why we can see that they've expanded, not just in terms of just the Ripple company. They've been buying companies, right? They've been buying a custody company, which I believe is Metico, who they use for custody. So you can see that they're buying different types of crypto-like companies so they can get into different types of natures of business, right? So that they can handle different types of business. So when you come to crypto, it's like, oh, okay, I need this. Yeah, you can go to Ripple, they do this. Oh yeah, I need that. Oh yeah, you can go to Ripple, they do that, right? It's like that kind of thing where, Ripple will just ultimately dominate the market. Like, that's the plan. And so you can already tell, as I was saying before, that if you talk about these kind of things in terms of DeFi, DeFi will be massive in the future. It is still the wild, wild west out there, like it is with just crypto in general. Like, that's just crypto as a whole, because there's no regulations in crypto. And this is the thing, I was talking earlier about node season and how, people got wrecked and some people made money. The problem with this is, if regulations were here, a lot of this stuff wouldn't be able to happen. And so when you talk about the SEC, who are meant to be protecting people, they're here dragging their feet and just trying to cripple all these crypto companies because they're trying to, stop crypto from growing as much as they can. Well, this is the problem, right? They're going against their oath to protect and serve in terms of helping, the general public, right? And they're actually spending taxpayers' dollars to pretty much put them in harm's way, right? So the irony, it's crazy. But, this is it. At the end of the day, when I look at what Ripple can do with DeFi, they've got the opportunity to take this massive because they've got the name. And so if they can get the big institutions coming in and they've got this all doing it through the XRP ledger, all that means is it's going to be value and longevity for XRP. So if they really can pull this off, the fact that they've got a roadmap shows that this is something that's well thought out. They've got a plan in place, which is obviously great. And the thing is that they already have a name. That's one, so they can go to crypto companies and other institutions with a name already, out there. And 2, they've already got partnerships, right? So they've probably already got a lot of connections of who they can talk to in regards to wanting institutions to get involved. So they've already kind of got a head start in that regard. So I think they're in a great position in this. I think this is something that's going to be hugely beneficial for them and, ultimately XRP. So this was really great stuff to hear. But yes, this is definitely exciting news. But what do you guys think? Ripple releasing the roadmap in regards to DeFi for big institutions. Let me know your thoughts, guys. I'd be interested to hear. Thank you very much for watching this. If you did like it, please remember to drop a comment, like, and subscribe. But until next time, take care.